Hello, 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 welcome. So we're gonna just go deep dive into a quick chat with Anna Maria today. That is the plan. So we want to talk about how motherhood isn't a one size fits all scenario. But what if there was a framework that helped us to understand yourself and your children? Like, what if that existed in a way that made parenting feel so much more aligned, more easeful, and way less draining? And that's exactly what Anna Maria is here about. I'm so excited. I invited Anna Maria to talk to us today because she's going to be inside the Mothering Abundantly container. And I love Anna Maria. I love the bones of Anna Maria. And when she became a mother, she started talking more about human design and how that really supports her with mothering and how she supports other mothers with human design. So today she's going to guide us through human design, just a little ditty on it, and show how it can completely shift our motherhood. So before we go into our container and really deep dive into everything that Anna Maria has got to give us, all the juiciness, what I would love to do today is just ask Anna Maria a few questions to help us understand more about human design, especially if you've never come across human design. I came across it a few years ago, and I had a full reading for myself, and I found it so beautiful. So I can't wait to hear Anna Maria's insights today. So, for those people, Anna Maria, who've never heard of human design, could you sum it up for us in a sentence?
Yes, human design is like a manual, it's like a blueprint, how to live your life in this lifetime, but also it gives you so many insights in how to connect with others. And in motherhood, it's such a gift and like literally telling you about how your energy works with your child's energy. Isn't that wonderful? Like knowing that. So human design is like a manual for even in mothering for yourself and connecting with yourself with your kids.
I love that, a manual. I mean, literally a manual. It really is a manual. It just gives us so much to take away and implement. It's like I had that reading for myself. Mm, Gosh, I don't even know how many years ago. I wasn't even living here, so it must have been about 5 years ago. I still take things away from that.
Mm.
Still implementing that. It's just like this never-ending gift. So yeah, I really love that. So how can you know, this manual, this understanding of human design, help us with abundance when it comes to motherhood rather than depletion.
Well, once you understand your human design, you can see where you're giving your energy away. You can see where you are taking on stories and beliefs from others through their energy and through their design. So then you can come back to yourself and just play with it and explore like, wait a minute, is this my story? Is it something I'm afraid of, or is it something another person's fear that I'm taking on? It can help us with releasing people pleasing, which is another way of scarcity. Like it's not an abundant place to be. It can help us create healthier boundaries as well. So it gives us an insight into our true nature, but also the conditionings and the stories that we've been carrying on from others.
Mm, exactly all of those things around mothering, right? And then being like, oh, should I be doing it this way? Or should I be doing it that way? Or should my child be doing this? Or should I be doing this with my child? And that society, right? That's so easy for us to take on those narratives, especially when, I don't know, for example, we step foot into a play group or we go and we witness other mothers parenting, and we suddenly feel like we should be doing the things that they're doing because it's working for them. And then we're just taking on everybody else's story rather than understanding actually what's here in front of us.
Yeah, 100%.
And so then that leads me to another question, which kind of is linked to what you've already answered. But really, mothers struggle with this feeling of, almost perfection, the good girl. You talk about the good girl pleasing mentality all the time on your socials and with mothers. So I'm wondering, like, how does human design ease the pressure on getting everything right? Because even if we know, okay, so now we know everything, so we need to get that right. Or is this how this works, Anna Maria?
Well, I don't think there's a right way to, right? There's no one ultimate truth, but your design can help you to like anchor yourself. And yeah, like imagine like motherhood, mothering mattresses, this ocean, and then human design is your anchor. Um, and it can be your permission slip to follow your intuition, to follow what works for you, for your child, instead of trying to just, following all the advices and all the parenting truth out there, which is, let's be real, there is millions of them. So it's something that you can help yourself to ground yourself within the mothering you want to do and the mother you want to be.
You see, this is exactly why I was like, look, if I'm going to run this container, I need someone else with this container. Anna Maria was the first person that came to me because it's that language, it's that anchoring in a sea or the ocean of matrescence and mothering. Like, I fucking love that so much because that's just the permission slip that you mentioned that we don't have to get it right, but as long as we're feeling rooted and anchored in the choices that we're making, that's all that anyone can ever ask of anybody, and that's all that anyone mothering can do. So, oh, I love that. That should be like a little quote everywhere. So then my next question is what is this one surprising thing perhaps that could come up that might really shift the way people parent as a result of understanding their human design, do you think?
One thing, again, I would go back to the permission slip and the realization that there's nothing wrong with you as a mother.
Mm.
Perhaps you were just giving away your energy. Perhaps you were just trying to do things like your mother or your grandmother did. Perhaps you were trying to even compare yourself to other mums on the playground or on socials, which again, let's be real, there are a lot of examples of unsustainable mothering. Um, so this feeling that, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with me. Oh my God, I've got this. I am a good enough mother
Mm.
and I can do this and I can tap into my inner landscape and I can fucking do this.
Mm. Mm. I love that so much because I think a lot of us land in motherhood with a lot of expectations based on our based on our lineage, right? Based on what we experienced as children, um, and the mothering that we received. So I really love that reminder basically that we can just come back to ourselves, and that's plenty. And a lot of mothers struggle to just come back to themselves. So to have this really beautiful reminder through a workshop in this space is going to be everything that anybody needs. So I'm wondering that if there was one thing that someone could take away from the workshop with you, what do you think it would be inside this container?
That they don't have to follow anybody else's blueprint and manual,
Mm.
and that they are doing things okay, like they are good enough. They are good enough and they are worthy. They are worthy of help and support and healthy boundaries, and they are worthy of love for themselves. They don't only have to give it, but they are worthy of receiving it as well.
Mm, mm. Do you know what? This isn't a question that we prep, but I'm really going to be fascinated around in your workshop how it impacts on relationships, because I definitely think my human design reading supported with relationships and how we receive that, because a lot of the container is really going to be about, first of all, when someone signs up, to sign up is to believe that you're worthy of receiving in the first place, right? And so what I'm really hoping for is that as they dive into the 8 weeks together, they'll see how important it is to approach this worthy to receive and what that actually looks like. And I feel like what you're going to deliver will really support them with understanding and navigating that piece, and then be able to have that ripple effect with relationships around them. So yeah, I'm really, really, really genuinely excited to have that in the space. I think it's just such a gift. Thank you so much for that really, really wonderful introduction, Anna Maria. If anybody wants to find you before before the containers begins, or if they're not interested in the container, but they're like, I love a bit of Anna Maria, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Anna Maria Popeyova, and my website is fabwin.com.
Wow, and do you have a podcast?
You, oh yeah, actually, oh my God. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes, I do have a podcast, and it's called the Raw Mom Cast. Yes, yes, and there is the latest episode is actually about human design and mothering. Yeah.
Oh, serendipity. Okay, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Everyone loves a bloody podcast. Everyone loves it. Amazing. So, as we have obviously described, we're just scratching the surface. I'm really excited. It's going to be such a game changer for people who have never even touched human design. Like, what a bloody gift that's going to be. And I'm just really, really grateful for you saying yes to this container and being part of the community. On a level, you've supported my work so much over the years. So I'm just really, really grateful to have you inside this space, which feels like this really big gathering of everything that I've kind of been working towards. So thank you so much, Anna Maria, for being here. Thank you for the gifts and thank you for supporting us mothers to just remember that we have the permission slip to mother how we want to mother. So thank you.
Thank you.